Welcome to this episode of Star Wars Declassified, where we look into different facts and stories revolving around the Star Wars canon universe and lore. In today's Declassified, we'll dive into the reasons on why the Trade Federation sought to invade Naboo of all planets, and what was the strategic value behind the invasion. Now, in order to answer this question, it's important to stress the context of the entire situation, and that is the dispute between the Trade Federation and the Galactic Republic relating to the taxation of trade routes to outlying systems. At the instigation of the Sith Lord Darth Sidious, secretly Naboo Senator Palpatine, the Trade Federation decided to force a resolution to the dispute by blockading the planet of Naboo with a fleet of modified battleships, cutting off all shipping to the planet. And this is where the question first lies. Why Naboo of all planets in the galaxy? For starters, Naboo was a world rich in plasma, which was a state of matter of unique electromagnetic properties. And controlling Naboo meant an easy direct source to plasma, which was seen as a great asset for the Trade Federation, who in turn were being puppeted by Sidious. In addition to the large amount of plasma the Federation would earn from working with Sidious, Naboo was also an attractive option for the Federation as due to not expecting to face any resistance from the locals, meaning it would be a quick job with almost no casualties, and also allowing Sidious's plan to succeed with relative ease, as Naboo was known to be a peaceful and pacifist planet with no army of its own, and ruled only by what Sidious deemed as a naive teenager. But while the choice of Naboo was defensible on an economic standpoint, it was mostly selected by Darth Sidious because the resulting crisis would propel his Palpatine alter ego to the chair of the Supreme Chancellor in the Galactic Senate. In actuality, the whole Naboo crisis was a ruse, perpetrated by Sidious to manipulate Queen Amidala into calling for the no-confidence vote in the current Chancellor Valorum. Once Valorum was out, that prompted the emergency election for replacement, and opened up the window of opportunity for Palpatine to make his move for the position of Supreme Chancellor. So, logically speaking, Naboo was mainly chosen because it was Palpatine's home planet. By having it been the target of this crisis and then invaded, it resulted in making him look like a victim and allowing votes to sway in his favor through sympathy alone. Now, the Trade Federation itself, while it wanted to intimidate planets in its dispute against the taxation of trade routes, it did so nonetheless want to do it legally. And while the Federation's blockade on Naboo was legal, the actual invasion on the planet was not. And commencing it only had Viceroy Newt Gunray worried regarding Sidious's plan and the legality behind it. However, this posed no concern for Sidious, who stated that he would make the invasion legal, and that because Queen Amidala of Naboo was young and naive, controlling her would not be difficult, as the plan of the Naboo invasion itself was more so really an intimidation tactic, where the idea was to sign the treaty, then go public with it after the treaty had made the invasion legal. But it should be noted, Sidious never truly cared for the Trade Federation's gain in the Naboo crisis, and merely only used them as a tool for his own political venture. The Federation was but a pawn in Sidious's scheme to control the Senate, having used them to make Queen Amidala think the Senate was ineffective and sway her and her loyal delegates to help him get control. Meanwhile, having used the Federation's greed against them the entire time for his own purpose, and then in the end, turned around against them by having revoked their trade rights. By doing so, he killed two birds with one stone, by gaining control of the Senate and disbanding the very powerful Trade Federation. And that will do it for this episode. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and share it, along with subscribing to the channel to not only support it, but keep up with Star Wars news, gaming, and canon lore released every week. And consider following me on Twitter and Facebook to never miss out on the latest Star Wars related content. And if you want to support the channel, do check out our Patreon page. Or if you want to continue the conversation, join us on the official Silo Discord server. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.